Good morning, Illumineers, and welcome back to my channel. It is LCP, or Lorcana Card Pulls, and we are going to attempt at taking down Jafar in the first round of the Illumineers quest. This will be on easy, so all of Jafar's characters will enter play exerted. And then should I choose to use any of the abilities, it will cost me either 1, 2, or 3 lore. Chosen character gains resist 1 until the start of my next turn. Another chosen eliminator gains 2, which I won't use because it's just me. And then 3, deal 5 damage to chosen character or location. That last one might come in handy depending on how this goes, but other than that, Jafar always starts with the Reforged Crown. I am playing alone, so he will start by drawing 2 cards. When he reaches 20 lore, then he will draw another. And just so you all can see, it is still sealed. I have not cheated. But here we go. We do get to alter. Should I choose? I actually quite like that hand a lot. I'm gonna keep it. So, oh, I am missing dice. Ugh. And a personal lore counter. We're gonna use the Jafar one. It makes sense. Some dice and some dice. All right. I am keeping my hand. Jafar always goes first. So on his set, he will gain 2 lore. There's nothing to ready or resolve in his play area. So then he will draw 2. And then one by one, now he can't play that, so it immediately goes into his inkwell. And then for the second one, he cannot play that, so it will go into his inkwell. And then that puts him at 2, and I can have at it. I think to start, we're going to ink Genie and use that Genie for a Flynn. And then I will pass it back to Jafar. Ready everything, set, gain 2 lore for the Forged Crown, draw 2, and then he cannot play the Crystal Cave, so it goes into his inkwell. Thank that. Oh man. He does have 3, so he does get a Palace Guard, so it does come into play exerted. And then he steals the crown, but he's already got it, so it goes back to me. Ready, set, nothing happens. And I think I'm going to ink Kristoff. Pay 2 for the family fishing pole, and then I will exert Flynn Rider to take the crown from Jafar. So now it is in my possession. And with that, I will pass it back to Jafar. So he readies, he sets, he does not have the crown, he will resolve his row. All of Jafar's characters quest once on board, so he quests for 1, he'll go up to 5, and then he will draw 2. First one is an Aladdin. Costs 3, so if he does get this one, it is a 4/2 evasive. Comes into play exerted. And then this one is destructive misstep. Dang, that honestly, that's okay. Well, that's fine. It was kind of a very lackluster turn for him, so I will take it. And that is all for that. So we'll go back to me. I will ready. I will set. I will gain 2 lore for the Reforged Crown. And then I will draw. I think I'm going to ink a Tipo, pay 2 for a Sail the Azurite Sea, so I can draw a card and then I can ink something else. It will be a second Tipo, and then I will pay 2 for an Emily Quackfaster. When I play this character, I get the top card of my deck face down under one of my characters or locations with boost. It will be Flynn Rider, so that he now quests for 2 and he gets 2 strength. So I will quest for another 2 to go up to 4. And with that, I'll pass it back to Jafar. So he readies, he sets, doesn't have the crown, and then he resolves his row. So he will quest for 2 with his 2 characters, putting him up to 7, and then he will draw 2. First card is a very scary obstacle, which then goes straight into his inkwell because he cannot play it. And then the second card is the ink moat, which he can play. So now there is a obstacle in the way. So should Jafar get the crown back, then I'll have to go through that first. So with that, Jafar is done, and I will go to my turn. Ooh, that's so rude. You know what? I'm going to pay 4 to play Launchpad. When I play this character, I am a banished chosen location. So goodbye ink moat, just to be safe, just to get it on out of here. Oh, I forgot when I set, I gain 2 off of the Reforged Crown, and then I will go on quest with both of these for a total of 3 more, up to 9. And then I will choose to not ink, and then I will pass back to Jafar. So he readies, sets, nothing happens. He will resolve his row. He will gain 2 lore, go up to 9, and then draw 2 to reveal the Royal Armory, which is a 1 lore gaining, resist 1, 6 willpower obstacle, which he can play because he has 4 ink. So that will come in. And then an Arcane Quake. Jafar exerts all opposing characters. They can't ready at the start of their next turn. So unfortunately, none of my characters will be able to ready on my next turn, but that is a bit okay because that was a bit of a lackluster turn on his part. So then it will go to my turn. I will ready my ink, not my characters. I will gain 2 lore off of the Reforged Crown to go to 11. I will draw for turn. I'm going to exert my family fishing pole, pay 1 ink, banish the item, return Flynn Rider to my hand to draw a card, and then subsequently gain 2 lore up to 13. And then 3 left. I will pay 1 to play the Cursed Merfolk. I will pay another 1 to play a Flynn Rider. And then I will ink this Flynn Rider to then pay 2 to boost this Flynn Rider back again. And with that, I will be done. So I will go back to Jafar. I will ready everything. On his set, he does gain a lore from the Royal Armory, so he goes up to 10 there. He will then resolve his row. So he will quest for another 2 up to 12, and then he will draw 2. He will get a Basil because it only costs 1, but it will come into play exerted due to the Jafar's throne room. And then he will get a Treasure Guardian, which will also come into play exerted, but then I can no longer use Battleground abilities. But if that is everything that he has to do, I do believe I win on this turn. So I will ready. I get to ready my characters now. And then on set, I get to gain 2 lore up to 15. I will draw my card and then quest for 2, 4, 5, 6 to 21. Because I have the crown, I win. So that is easy mode. Um, Cell 5. Well done. This deck actually worked really well. Granted, I did get some really easy card draws from the Jafar deck, and it was also Jafar's Throne Room, which is also easy mode. But that is step 1 done and dusted.